Along with the new Warframe Revenant, came the new sentient shotgun called Phantasma. Weird, unique, unconventional. There are so many words that can express how unusual this sentient shotgun is, and, in this video, I will share my take on how I best describe this new Warframe weapon. I will also give a good build, and as well as some insanely awesome synergies for this new sentient shotgun. So, let's cut this crap intro and begin this video. So why is this weapon unique? Despite of being labeled as a shotgun, it works different, as it doesn't shoot like an ordinary shotgun. Instead, it has two fire mode. The primary will make it a beam weapon, while its secondary will make it somehow like a cannon. Its primary fire is pretty good when it comes to dealing damage, and, with its 37% base status chance, you can easily hit 100% with 3 dual status mods and vigilante armaments. The only problem is, since it's a shotgun, we can expect that it has a relatively low range. To be specific, its primary fire has a limited range of 20 meters, which is pretty low in my honest opinion. The upside though, is it has no damage fall off. Same goes with its alternate fire, which is super fun to use by the way. It also has no damage fall off, but the downside is, it inflicts self-damage. Well, it's one of those weapons that can nuke, so what else can we expect? So anyway, the secondary fire mode acts like a cannon, and it will let you fire what I call as plasma bombs. These plasma bombs explodes in a 5 meters radius on contact with an enemy or object. Upon explosion, several bomblets will be scattered into the air and begin homing in on nearby targets. Due to its destructive nature, it does deal some good amount of self-damage to the player, so I advise you to be careful in using it. However, the bomblets spawned from it will only seek enemies and will not hurt the player. Okay, so before we proceed to any builds and synergies, let's take a look at its stats again first. The Phantasma does deal impact and radiation damage primarily, with radiation being the element that proc most of the time. The impact damage is somehow good against corpus enemies, but radiation damage is the primary element that makes this weapon so great, as, not only that it can deal a good amount of damage when modded well, but it can also crowd control a bunch of enemies. Remember that the alternate fire is an explosion, and enemies caught within that explosion will surely be affected by radiation, which makes them attack their allies. Lastly, this gun is super amazing in terms of reload speed, and we will try to take advantage of that later on. Okay, now that we have seen the nitty-gritty details of this weapon, let's proceed to the build section of this video. It's really easy to build this weapon, and in fact, it only took me one former to create a good build for the Phantasma. So basically, what you want is to have 100% max status chances. It would be great for its primary fire, not to mention that it would also be awesome for its alternate fire, as, not only that it will proc radiation damage every time, but it can also proc the elements you equip for this shotgun. So these are the mods that I have for my Phantasma. These 3 dual status mods over here, along with vigilante armaments, will make up that 100% status chance. Now, you can interchange or replace these 3 dual status mods, so you can form the suited element perfect for taking down a certain faction. Just play with it until you get corrosive, viral, magnetic or blast, depending on what elements you need. Vicious spread is a personal preference, and in fact, this mod slot here is for the mod of your choice. Since Phantasma is both a beam and cannon weapon, it really doesn't require a lot of accuracy, and you can add vicious spread in the mix to both increase the damage and slightly increase the number of enemies hit by this weapon. But like I've said earlier, it's an optional mod, and if you don't need extra damage and spread, then you can go with other mods. Say, you can go with the repeated clip mod, which is pretty good for the Phantasma. Remember that this gun has a 0.5 reload speed, which makes repeated clip really reliable, as surely, you can proc that fire rate buff every time while using this shotgun. To tell you honestly, I did not have any serious issues about this gun. It's really fun to use, especially its cannon mode. However, there are small pieces of details that I don't like about this gun, and I find quite troublesome when I'm in a mission. One is it has a relatively low clip size for a beam weapon. 11 ammo is quite low for me when using its primary fire that takes away 0.5 ammo per tick damage. With the amount of fire rate I have for the Phantasma, it is for sure that I will burn out its ammo really fast. Same goes with its secondary fire, as the full charge consumes all 11 clip in one shot. Another thing about the alternate fire that I don't like is it has a relatively low travel time. It also has this heavy arcing that will really be dangerous, as we know that Phantasma has self-damage. Lastly, Phantasma's alternate fire-seeking projectiles travel slowly and can fail to spawn or not seek enemies in enclosed areas. These may not affect your overall gameplay with this shotgun, but I really find these things annoying sometimes. So how do you deal with these things? Simple. Use synergies. There are a few Warframes that I find really good while using Phantasma, and you can see one of them on your screen. Yes, this burb is really crazy when you hand Phantasma over to her. She just creates chaos in the field by nuking enemies from above with the help of this sentient shotgun. The good thing about Zephyr is she removes the arcing and slow travel time of the plasma bombs, making it more dangerous for the enemies, and a lot of fun for you. Now, there's really no secret to how you build Zephyr for this synergy. Just equip lots of duration, some power strength and the jet stream augment to speed up those projectiles. Remember that the more power strength you add, the faster the projectile goes. So, it's up to you whether or not you add more power strength on this build, or trim a bit so you can use her other abilities. But when it comes to explosion, and turning the field to an absolute nuke fest with Phantasma, then there's no other Warframe you can rely on than Mirage. This Warframe with her Hall of Mirrors ability will give you 9 plasma bombs. That's a lot of explosion, I know. And, did I mention that Mirage also has her Eclipse ability that can boost the damage dealt by Phantasma? It's an absolute chaos and you will surely love it. For my Mirage build, it's pretty simple. Lots of duration and power strength. I did add Umbral Vitality and Umbral Intensify on my build so I can both have extra EHP and as well as power strength. Remember that this is a personal choice and you can follow this build or make it a reference to create your very own nuking Mirage. So that's it. Now I will also be doing a Revenant build video as soon as I have all the details on that Warframe. I'm sorry if I can't release a build just yet as I want to spend more time with Revenant, and do a couple of tests before I can say that I have the perfect build to share to you guys. For the meantime, just have fun playing with this sentient shotgun, Phantasma. Before you leave, please do give this video a thumbs up if you both enjoy and find it informative. If you are not yet subscribed, then I suggest you do so. To watch more informative Warframe videos like this, just remember to turn on notifications to receive daily updates from this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.